welcome to the Nasboys podcast. Now, did you know that Circuit of the Americas has actually been moved since being built? It took 4 months to lay when the track was first built, but as a soft clay-like soil, it has since moved over the years as it settled. This caused the track to become bumpy over the years, and after some complaints from drivers, and in particular MotoGP riders, that the track was becoming unsafe, the owners decided to repair and resurface the track back in 2019. Pretty interesting fact. So anyways, guys, welcome to the Nasboys podcast. I'm your host, Mike, a.k.a. Mike Fobfam 101, with my good friend co-host, Cam, a.k.a. Noticed_Cam.
Howdy, y'all.
So let's get down to talking about this weekend's races at the track that we just mentioned, Circuit of the Americas. I guess we can start off with the Truck Series race. Cam, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first, Mike. Doesn't matter to me.
Well, I guess I will go first. Another wreck fest is what this race seemed like. We saw a lot of different spins. Carson Hocevar, man, he had such a strong season last year, but then just all of a sudden has not been it. He's been wrecking a lot and just not having the best of finishes. He spun and then got stuck in the gravel trap.
Continues to lead. He has been the standout, but this battle, wow, and Carson Hocevar goes around. The 0-2 is around of Chris Wright.
Oh, he's going to get stuck. He shouldn't have done that. You got to stay on the pavement. That gravel will eat you up. There's a perfect picture of what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And then Matt Crafton, I believe, also had an incident.
It's like a funnel. Oh no.
Matt Crafton gets stuck right where we just saw Carson Hocevar.
Oh, he got lucky. That left rear tire was on the ground.
And overall, Zane Smith pretty much dominated the race. I should have stuck with him. I almost picked him, but I ended up going with Kyle Busch, who finished second. Christian Eckes actually won the first stage. So overall, the race just was to say the least. Another wreck fest at that track.
Yeah, it was a pretty mid race. You know, it was like Mike said, it was very wreck festish, and honestly, to me, it kind of felt a little sluggish. I don't know if you noticed that too.
Yeah, I did.
But I don't know. I think trucks in general, though, it's a little wonky on tracks like that, in my opinion. But you know, that's just me.
But can we talk about how Zane Smith's truck caught on fire during the burnout? Like, bro.
Yeah, that was insane.
That was weird.
I know. I mean, there's been a lot of weird things going on in NASCAR. First, Almirola's tire and all that.
All right. Taking a look at what you guys had to say. 25% said great, 25% said good, 25% said message okay, and 25% said bad. Interesting. Even. No thoughts. No driver of the day. I'm going to give it to Zane Smith.
Easily giving it to Zane Smith. I picked him, and he got my choice right, which gave me some points. So, my boy Zane.
Still got to do that because I have not gotten a chance for the points. I'm going to try to do it after the episode.
Maybe at the end of this episode, you can just cut to it and just show the points off. Maybe you should do that every week.
Yeah, that's cool. I just gotta find time to do it. Because like I said, I'm busy with like school and work and stuff like that. So taking a look at the Xfinity race, I felt like this was the best race of the weekend. The racing was really close and it made the track really enjoyable. And it seemed competitive on all different types. The first stage was not the best, but the second stage onward was really, really interesting. I definitely liked the battle with AJ Allmendinger, which I forgot he was in the race. I was so mad. I should have picked him. But then I saw the entry list because I didn't realize he was going to race. I should have assumed he was going to race, but I didn't realize he was going to race. And I ended up not picking him, and I picked William Byron, who came in second. And he had a good battle with AJ toward the end. Sheldon Creed as well. I was impressed with him. But before I get into a little bit of Sheldon Creed, I just want to say I was really impressed with Sammy Smith. And I've been impressed with him all season. He already has a win this season at Phoenix. But this was his first time on the track surface at COTA. Started on the front row. and he had a pretty good finish. I forgot where he finished, so I'm checking that right now. But Sammy Smith is definitely a bright talent. I'm really impressed with him so far. But Sheldon Creed, he had a pretty solid day. He ended up finishing 9th place after getting spun out by AJ Allmendinger. If you haven't seen that, here it is.
Allmendinger had a front row seat for that. It didn't work out for him, and there it is. Contact. Creed goes sideways. A.J. Allmendinger takes over the race lead, and William Byron trying to get by. Turn 20, back to the start-finish line.
He looked really solid throughout the day and was leading a lot of laps, but then he got turned by Allmendinger. Looked like a racing deal to me. A lot of people were saying it was on purpose. And another thing that a lot of people were upset about was that Daniel Hemrick kind of turned John Hunter Nemechek. Here's that.
Some issues. Look at this here.
Oh, that's not what AJ wants to see. Daniel Hemrick into John Hunter Nemechek.
So overall, the race was the best race of the weekend, in my opinion. Congratulations to AJ, per usual. And I should have picked him. And Sammy Smith came in 4th.
Yeah, I also want to agree with Mike that I think Sammy Smith is really good. And he showed a lot of promise so far in this season. And so yeah, I thought he was gonna have some promise, and he really shocked me today. So good for him. Sad to see Sheldon Creed because he once again one of my picks, but I think it was a racing incident. The more I look at it, I don't really think it was on purpose. People love to stir that pot all the dang time. And then congrats to Allmendinger, of course, because he won.
Yeah, and I just realized the top 3 in the Xfinity race was all Cup drivers. Ty Gibbs was the 3rd place finisher in the 19 car. So, pretty interesting. Let's see. Taking a look at the Xfinity race. 0% said great. 0% said good. 100% said miss. That's okay. Nobody said bad. No thoughts. And then driver of the day, nobody. I'm going to give that to either Sheldon. Actually, no, I'm going to give it to Sheldon Creed because he made a comeback. Sheldon Creed, I just want to say one more thing about his season. He's had kind of an up and down season already. Like, he spins out, but then he makes good comebacks and he gets close to a win. So I think we'll see Sheldon Creed sometime in victory lane, but he gets turned around a lot, which is really wild.
Sheldon Creed kind of reminds me of Ryan Blaney, where he gets so close to winning and then somehow gets screwed. So maybe he's got that Blaney curse going on. Who knows?
I completely agree, Cam.
I think I'm gonna give it to Sammy Smith, man. He really impressed me today. So I think it's gonna go to him. He's pretty young, and I just didn't expect him to pop out the way he has.
All right, taking a look at the Cup race. So I listened to a little bit of it. It seemed like Tyler Reddick and William Byron were dominating, and it didn't really look like a lot of the positions were changing. Some things that I had seen were that Denny Hamlin dumped Larson. That was a little interesting. If you haven't seen that, here it is. And then Bubba Wallace, too, was a little interesting. He got bumped into Kyle Larson and then ended up turning around. And
Bubba hard in the back of Kyle Larson, turns him around really hard.
Larson trying to refire as Wallace pulls away. We are still under green.
Major damage on the front of
turn 12 is where this happened. That braking zone at the end of the long straightaway. And Larson will drive away.
Wow.
Woo! Whoa!
It's almost like his brakes went out.
Something went wrong.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Sailed it in there.
That may be that's obviously probably the end of that 23 cars day with Bubba Wallace, but I thought he hit him in the left rear wheel, Kurt. I think that's going to be okay.
Let's ride with the money line onboard camera in Bubba's car.
That thing just never slowed down. I mean, he jumped out to pass a car under braking, and then it was gone after that. I've never really seen that.
You heard the tires complaining when the brakes locked up. But
his race was over. I'm not sure what exactly happened, but he had a post-race interview, which I was a little skeptical about. If you haven't seen it, here it is.
What happened to the car that put you out of the race?
Broke toe link in the rear and then oil line. Just trying my hardest not to go down that slippery slope of self-doubt right here. 2 weeks in a row making rookie mistakes, 6 years in the Cup. Need to be replaced.
He basically said, like, oh, you need to replace me or something like that. Like, he's being sarcastic and kind of throwing like a pity party for himself, which Bubba Wallace is not a bad driver. And this is kind of a hot take. Bubba Wallace is not a bad driver. I think he's a pretty solid driver, but his biggest problem is he either whines that someone is someone else's fault, or he throws a pity party for himself like that. So I don't like that, and that's really why I don't like Bubba Wallace. 3 overtimes though in that race, and it looked like a lot of tire failures were happening as well. Like, we saw Ryan Blaney toward the end had tire issues. Austin Dillon had tire issues. I think Suarez had tire issues. And he looked a little peeved with Ross Chastain, his teammate, a little bit. They exchanged some words at the end of the race. Here's that. Again, just people are tired of Ross Chastain's crap, even his teammates, which is, really wild. So overall, the race looked okay. I don't really know what to say about it. I heard it was really boring, but like I said, didn't really get a chance to watch too much of it.
To me, it kind of goes with the truck race. It was kind of a snooze fest. There was a lot of petty drama, Larson and Hamlin getting into it. You also spoke about Bubba. I agree with you, Mike. I think Bubba is a good driver. But I think he lets his opinions and his attitude get in the way too much. And because of that, he makes pretty decent flaws. Another thing I want to talk about too is I don't know if you saw this, which I can always try to send you a video of it, was Daniel Suarez not being happy with Alex Bowman. Now, I forget what happened, but there's a video of Suarez going onto pit road in front of officials and like intentionally hitting Bowman's bumper. Like a couple times.
This today?
Yes, pretty good. And he was like basically saying like, and it was not really like real confrontation. I think it was after the race was over, but it was definitely different, and I guess Suarez is showing his displeasure. But I guess the thing is, I just don't really know why, or like I just can't remember why, if anything. But I don't think this is a good look. I think that's unprofessional by Suarez.
Right. I think that's not a good look, especially on pit road, because what if, one of his crew members is running on the wall and you hit him while you're trying to get Bowman's bumper? I mean,
it was after the race, but that still doesn't make up the excuse that there's a bunch of people right there and then you're bumping into someone's bumper pretty good. I mean, it was more than just a love tap, in my opinion.
I know Bowman was upset with Chastain at the end of the last race, and he had a right to be upset because I watched the onboard camera from both of their cars, and nothing happened. I don't think so. I don't really know why Bowman was complaining, but now it seems like Suarez is the aggressor. So just really weird situations.
The thing is, I think I'm gonna let this slide from Suarez because I feel like I really don't ever see him getting a lot of stuff. So. I think it'd be different if it was like Hamlin or Chastain or somebody else, and they're constantly doing mischievous crap like that. But Suarez is pretty innocent. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like I haven't really seen him done a lot.
Right. Taking a look at what you guys had to say. 29% said great. 43% said good. 14% said mess, that's okay, and 14% said bad. David Hayes, or Davis Hayes, excuse me, 2006 was amazing, but NASCAR threw BS yellow after BS yellow for zero reason. I kind of get his point because the first overtime they threw the yellow for debris, which okay, I can understand. Second time there was a crash and then somebody's tire kind of blew. I get that. And then the third time I think it was more like tire exploding. So I can understand why NASCAR would throw the caution, but at the same time, the track is so long that you have plenty of time to get on the track and get the stuff off before the cars come. It's 20 turns. So I think that they should have done like what IndyCar does and not have like they have like full course yellows, and NASCAR just does only full like half course yellows or something like that, or having a like a car or an official ready to pace them. They just do like full course yellows, and I felt like that they were happy about that to try to get OT. So I think that NASCAR did somewhat of the right thing calling the caution, but I wish that they would only call like half course yellows instead of full course yellows.
Yeah, or like maybe they should make a limit on how many you can have. Like maybe only 2, or I don't know.
Well,
they need to figure out something. It's just like I don't know. I feel like at some point they just need to let it run. Like as bad as that sounds to say, like because there's no other circumstances. I get it, right? Like sometimes you can't avoid it. You have to call that yellow. And if they didn't call the yellow, people would complain. So
right.
I get they're in a tough spot there. I don't really know what I do.
But one thing that was really noticeable was the choose cone. The choose cone was implemented for road courses and super speedways, and we saw it debut at Daytona, but it just debuted for COTA. And I must say, I think it works out really well. I really like the addition to the choose cone in both the super speedways, especially the super speedways.
No, I think that's a huge factor, and I'm glad that they're able to do that. Because I feel like it brings more strategy into the game, and I love strategy, right? Like strategy is a big part of me. I wouldn't be watching NASCAR if I didn't like strategy because
Right.
it can get boring. But when you have that strategic view to it, I think to me it's just like baseball. So
I completely agree. That's another reason why I really like NASCAR, and that it's just a straight competitive sport. Even when like you have a teammate, it's competitive. So in some ways, I mean, obviously it's a team sport for the driver, but like team sports, like with teammates, it is, but it also isn't. That's what I like. So taking a look at the driver of the day, Tyler Reddick. I agree with that. I think he's my driver of the day.
yeah, I agree. I mean, he pretty much dominated that whole race. I know him and William Byron were kind of battling it out at one point, but Tyler Reddick takes the cake, man. I'm glad he got a win too. So good for him.
All right, take a look at meme of the week. There's not that many memes of the week. This was pretty much the only one that I saw. Comment down below if you guys want to see another one, but here it is from Jimmy Logano. Bubba Wallace, I need to be replaced. Change my mind. Yeah, like I said earlier, he said that. I don't know why he said that, but he did. So that's that.
Yeah, that's idiotic. I'll just say that.
All right. Now I guess we can talk about our picks for the next weekend's races. This is going to be the first weekend where the trucks, Xfinity, and Cup are all 3 racing, but not on the same track. So the trucks are going to be racing at Texas, and Xfinity and Cup is going to be at Richmond, which I don't know why the trucks aren't running at Richmond, but okay.
Yeah, do they run at Richmond later in the year? Yeah, they do. July, they run at Richmond.
They don't.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
wait,
do
yes,
on
they
July
do.
29th.
Mistake. Yeah, I don't know why they don't just do it when the cars are there, but whatever. It's weird. Okay. I guess for this race, I'm gonna go ahead and say if Kyle Busch is in it, obviously him.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
if he's not in it, then I'm gonna go with Stuart Friesen. I meant to pick him for Atlanta, and I fumbled there. I picked Corey Heim, but I think that I'm gonna go between Kyle Busch and Stuart Friesen, depending on who's in it.
Oh man, because I don't know. Texas is one of those tracks, man. It's really anybody's game, in my opinion.
I think it's going to be a boring race. That's my prediction.
Well,
I really don't. I really
I
don't like
agree in
Texas,
that.
dude.
No, I agree in that factor. I'm just saying it's always kind of a anybody's
It's up in the
game
air.
type of race. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go Carson Hocevar.
Carson Hocevar. Well, he's been struggling all season long. I mean, like I said, he's been getting into wrecks. He hasn't had the best finishes.
Yeah.
So,
but you know
I
what?
don't know.
He ran pretty good last year. I mean, he got fourth, and my thing is that I have hope in anybody. So I believe at some point I think everybody gets their shot at least once to try to do something. So we'll see how he goes.
Listen, I like Carson Hocevar. I want to see the guy succeed, but it's like I don't know, man. Like, when is he ever gonna get that win? I think that one day he'll get a win, but it's like I don't know, man.
Yeah.
This is just not his year right now. I don't think.
Yeah, it's either him or I go Corey Heim maybe.
Corey Heim, Corey Heim's not a bad pick. I mean, I'm not saying don't pick Hocevar. I'm just,
no, I know. I mean, I'm going Hocevar. I'm committing. Like I said,
All right,
I do agree. If
but
Kyle
Corey
Busch
Heim's
isn't
like a
there,
backup.
yeah, if Kyle Busch isn't there, then Carson Hocevar.
All right. So now for the Xfinity race, again, if Kyle Busch is racing, I'm going with Kyle Busch. But if not, I think that John Hunter Nemechek is going to win this one. The last time they were at Richmond, he got moved out of the way by his teammate Ty Gibbs, and I don't know, man. John Hunter Nemechek is really dominant on short tracks like Richmond, so it wouldn't shock me if he won. So we'll see what happens. He's been having a pretty strong season. I think he gets, I think like his first or second win of the season. Can't remember. Actually, no, he did win. So his second win of the season.
Once again, it's like, I think I'm gonna go. That's tough, man. I don't know why I'm having really hard picks here. I think I'm gonna go Riley Herbst.
Riley Herbst.
Yeah, dude.
That's a guy I actually wanted to mention that he gets too much hate. I mentioned this a lot, actually. He's not that bad of a driver. He gets way too much hate.
No, he's good when he wants. Here's his problem. Here's the problem. He gets a lot of hate. Now I really don't care about the guy, right? Like, not in like a rude way. I'm saying, like, I just don't have a big feeling on him.
Yeah.
If I hate him or don't like him.
Right, I get that.
But I think he has a chance of winning for sure. He's ran pretty good. So I think he has a shot. I do think he's gonna get I think, you know what? This is a bold prediction of me to say, but I think he's gonna get at least, well, not at least. He'll get 2 wins this year.
2 wins. Interesting.
I know it's bold to say, but I think 2 wins.
And my prediction for the race, I think it's going to be a mid race. I don't know why. I just really feel like it. Richmond's not the best track, and I just feel like it's really going to be a mid race. But we'll see what goes on. I don't think the last race was that bad, but I didn't really get that much of a chance to watch it. And then for the Cup race, I'm going to go ahead and select my boy and Cam's boy, 2-time NASCAR champ, Joey Logano. He led a lot of laps. I think he led the most laps at Richmond. He's always been strong at the track, and I feel like he's going to get it done for his second win of the season. So we'll see what goes on with Logano.
That's a good pick, Mike. That's a good pick. Now, I got your boy Christopher Bell, man.
Okay, that's a good pick.
He came in 6th last year. He kind of proved everybody what's up. I think Christopher Bell's had a really good head on his shoulders this year, and he really seems to know. What I will say, he's self-aware, and I think that's really important in a driver. He's self-aware. So I think him. Another person I'd look out for is Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick ran pretty good, and yeah. So, but I'm going Christopher Bell. The other
That's a
two,
great pick, Cam.
they're a little more wild, which I agree. Like Riley Herbst and Carson Hocevar, they're both kind of in their own little slump, but I think they can pull something off. And I think sometimes I get in my head that it would be crazy if I call something like this, and then I did get it right, because I'm going to be dogging about it the whole next week.
Now, my prediction for the race is that this package, I think a solid race. I hope to see a lot of passing. I hope to see cars really using Richmond as more of a driver's track. And I just hope that it's because we need a solid Richmond. It has not been good the last few races. So we'll see what happens. I think that I have a lot of faith in this package. It looked like it was doing a lot better for the cars. So we'll see what happens.
I think it's okay. Now, to me being me, I think it's going to be a wreck fest, dude.
Ooh, really?
I just see it being a lot of I don't mean like a wreck fest as in like pile-ups or like that. I just mean like petty spin outs, cars getting loose in general, maybe a wheel popping off. I don't know, man. I just have that feeling. Like it's not. I just have this feeling that they're not going to run that good on Richmond.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked, but we'll see what happens. That's going to close out this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Make sure you guys follow our socials, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.
You want me calling now? You wanted what I